Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
A very warm welcome in the second module of week 2 of the course Roadmap for Patent Creation, titled Patent Definition. Till now, we have received fair information about IPR, its advanced domains, use and importance of patent, etc. Today we will see what is patent, what is its definition. So, definition of patent is an exclusive right granted by the sovereign of the state to the owner of the invention to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention upon complete disclosure of the invention, provided the invention satisfies certain criteria stipulated by law for a limited period of time. So, this is the definition of patent. It is an exclusive right. Granted by whom? It is granted by sovereign of the state. To whom? To the owner of the invention. For what? To make, sell, use and manufacture the invention. And when this right is conferred? Upon complete disclosure of the invention. On what condition? Provided the invention satisfies certain criteria stipulated by law. And how many years? For a limited period. So, patent is an exclusive right granted by sovereign of the state. It is giving the rights to the owner of the invention to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention upon complete disclosure of the invention, provided the invention satisfies certain criteria stipulated by law, and it is for a limited period of time. So, there are 7 important points. The first one, patent is an exclusive right. What is the meaning of that? Exclusive. This word come before also, you remember. In advanced areas, whenever we are saying that licensing, we have seen the topic technology transfer, right. There we have seen there are 2 types of licenses. Which are these 2 types? Exclusive and non-exclusive. Have you got the chance to Google this? So, what is that exclusive meaning is? Exclusive is to only a particular person, to entity or a group. So, the rights can be given to the person, entity or group, but a particular person or entity or a group. Here also exclusive, that is patent is an exclusive right, that is right is given to the applicant. And what is that right? To exclude others. Exclude what? Exclude the use of the right. Okay. So, it is the right of exclusion given to the applicant of a patent. Now, who is giving that right? So, the second point, this right is given by or granted by sovereign of a state. So, what is the meaning of this? That is, sovereign of the state grants you the right. The meaning of this is right is conferred to applicant by the sovereign of the state. In India, this right will be granted by Indian Patent Office. In USA, it will be granted by US Patent Office, USPTO, and so on. Thus, the right is conferred by a sovereign of a state. Obviously, from this you might have realized that this is a territorial right. If India Patent Office grants this right is limited to Indian territory. And if USA Patent Office grants the right, this will be limited to USA only. Thus, if Indian Patent Office grants the right, that your right will be limited to a Indian territory. You cannot enforce your rights beyond its territory. Or if USPTO of, that is US Patent Office, if they grant that right, then it will be limited to USA only. You cannot enforce that right in India. So, you got it? What is the meaning of sovereign of the state grants the right? So, 2 points we have seen. Patent is exclusive right and it is a territorial right granted by sovereign of the state. Now, the third point, to whom this right is conferred, whether to inventor or applicant. We will see the terminologies in detail, that is who is an inventor and who is a applicant when we will see the patent document. However, please note that the rights, all rights of the patent are given to the applicant and not the inventor. But please note this also, that inventor can also be a applicant. Don't get boggled about with the terminologies here. We will go into the details of that terminologies in upcoming module. So, rights are granted to the owner of a patent, that is a applicant of a patent. Now, the next question is, which are these rights? These rights are to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention. So, he or she can sell this invention, they can manufacture that invention or that whatever the product is, or he or she can make use of this invention. So, the rights are received to make, sell, use and manufacture. But on what conditions these rights are confirmed? You know, generally all rights come with some duties or conditions. So, what are that conditions here? The first condition here is that owner should give a complete disclosure of the invention. What do you mean by complete disclosure of the invention? Complete disclosure is that if someone else wish to explore this invention, then without investing more time, he or she should able to replicate the invention. This is the meaning of the complete disclosure. Is there any other condition to get the patent? Yes. Other than this complete disclosure, there are certain criteria stipulated by law which must be satisfied. There are such 3 criteria and any invention must satisfy all these 3 criteria. It is not like out of 3, 1 or 2 are satisfied. Only and only if all 3 criteria are satisfied, then only the invention is considered for granting of the patent. So, you might have observed, it is written in a CV that people say that they have applied for say 6 patents or 4 patents, etc. That is, they have submitted the application. However, when the examination of the document will start, examiner will check all this, if all these conditions are satisfied, that is a complete disclosure and that 3 criteria, and then only the patent will be granted. And hence, you see from the patent office data that there is generally 60% rejections in the applications. So, whenever the examination of the patent document takes place, most of the time the general percentage of rejection is a 60%. Why? Because the conditions are not satisfied. Out of that 3, 2 may be satisfied, 1 may not be satisfied, or all 3 may not be satisfied. So, any of the thing is there, the patent will be not granted. So, patent application is that how many patents are filed is not the important, but how many patents are received, that received status or granted status of the patent is important. Whenever patent is to be filed, it is always suggested to perform a search report. If you do search report, 99% you get the idea about if your patent is granted or not. So, search report, that is novelty report, that will always better to perform before drafting the patent. If your search report is positive, then only you should go ahead to file a patent. Otherwise, if search report is negative and if you file the patent, then your patent will definitely not be granted and you will not get the rights whatever the patent owner gets. What that search report etc. is that we will see in the week 7 and 8. Now, we have seen and understood 6 important points in the definition. Which are these? First one is a patent is an exclusive right. Second, patent is granted by the sovereign of the state. Third is it is granted to the owner of the invention. Fourth is patent give right to owner to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention. Fifth is this right is upon complete disclosure of the invention, and the sixth is the right is provided only if the invention satisfies certain criteria stipulated by law. Which are these criteria? That we will see it in the upcoming sessions. Now, the next and the last point, that is the 7th point in the definition of a patent, is about the time limit. So, the question is, if the right is given to the owner for an indefinite time or some limited time. So, as mentioned in the definition, it is given for a limited period. Now, what is that limited period and why this limitation? Both questions might be popped up in your mind. So, the first question, what is that limited time? You know it, right? It is a 20 years. So, the life of a patent is a 20 years. So, how to calculate that time from application date or a grant date? All these details we will see in upcoming module in the how to read a patent. Now, you just remember that patent life is a 20 years. Now, you say what is the life of patent if it is in the USA or it is in the Europe? So, the answer is anywhere in the world you go, life of the patent is same as 20 years. So, first answer you have received, that what is the life of a patent. Now, the next question is why that limit on the time, why it is not an indefinite time. Inventor will say I have invested my time and energy and resources to generate this invention. I have invested my life, and then why such limit is there? So, here it is necessary to appreciate the philosophy behind the development of a patent system. This 20 years lifetime is very important. This is a legal life of a patent. Law gives you this time. As per the law, you are getting that time of 20 years. And then we say that patent is expired. That is, after 20 years, the patent is expired. So, what exactly is the philosophy and what happened after the expiry of a patent? So, the philosophy is there should be a balance between inventor's right and the welfare of the society. It is expected that during the 20 years of a time, inventor should create the wealth from the patent. And so, as discussed in one of the modules earlier, submission of form giving information about the working of a patent is required. So, as per Indian Patent Office or as per the Act, Indian Patent Act, you have to submit that form every year about giving the information about the whether your patent is working, whether you have commercialized it or not. So, that is a mandatory for you. Also, to avoid undue benefit of the right conferred to the owner by the Act, in the Patent Act there is a provision for a compulsory licensing. So, within 20 years also, if somebody uses it, that right, that if he takes the undue advantage of that right, then there is a provision of a compulsory licensing. We will not go in the detail of that, but just note that as per section 84 of the Indian Patent Act, compulsory license can be obtained if some owner takes undue advantage of the right given to him or her. Now, considering the welfare of the society, this time is kept as a 20 years. So, what happens to the patent after expiry? After expiry of the patent, that is after 20 years, patent enters into the public domain. What is the meaning of that? The meaning is anybody now can use the patented product or a process. Thus, due to the limitation of time after 20 years, patented product or a process enters into the public domain and is available for practice or exploration by anyone. So, this is the philosophy. There are so many theories and deliberations about IP system, how it is developed. We are not going into the details of that now. However, with the period restriction, we try to seek the balance in inventor's right and the social welfare. So, this is the definition of the patent. I reiterate the definition. Patent is an exclusive right granted by the sovereign of the state to the owner of the invention to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention upon complete disclosure of the invention, provided the invention satisfies certain criteria stipulated by law for a limited period of time. The term is 20 years anywhere in the world. The next important is there is no world patent. Sometimes you might have heard people say we have applied for a world patent. So, please remember there is no concept as a world patent, and you know reason. We just check this in the definition why there is no world patent, because patent is territorial right. Why territorial? Granting authority of the patent is a sovereign of the state. Hence, there is no world patent. Then sometimes you hear someone says we have filed international patent application. So, then what is it? It is a PCT application, that is a Patent Cooperation Treaty. PCT stands for Patent Cooperation Treaty. So, what is it? This PCT is, we have dedicated one module on this PCT in week 5. Here it is enough to know that PCT is one of the system developed at international level, and it is easy system to file the patent if anyone is thinking about filing a patent in more than one country. Basically, PCT provides some advantages. If someone want to file patent in more than one country, this PCT system is a very helpful. All these details we will see in the module in the week 5. So, the right granted to the inventors are he or she can prevent unauthorized use of invention. It is for a limited period and it is to a particular territory. It is limited, it is restricted by earlier patents and it is a negative right. So, the question is, what is the meaning of a restricted by earlier patents? So, to understand this, we will take example of a mobile. So, mobile already may be having hundreds of patented technology and you suppose are working on that technology and you have developed say the next technology for which you received patent also. That is, it is a granted. Now, you will say I will use my technology as I am the owner of the patent, but think if it is possible, think over about commercialization of your patent. For you to develop your technology, you have to take permission from other earlier patent owners, right? Without their permission, you are unable to develop your technology. Okay? So, this is the meaning of a restricted by earlier patent. Thus, although you have received grant, you are dependent on earlier patent owners to develop your technology. Now, then next, why it is a negative right? Any guess? Because patent excludes others, the right conferred by patent is that patent owner excludes others. Excludes from what? Excludes others from manufacture, sell, use, importation or offer for sale of the patented product or a process. So, it is a excluding phenomenon or excluding right it is. However, patent owner cannot do whatever he or she want to do with the patent as it is restricted by earlier patents. So, it is a negative, stops or excludes others, prevents other to take benefit from your patent, hence it is a negative right. So, this is about definition and the rights of a patent owner. Now, a few facts about the patent. Patent is a repository of vital information. Do you know how many patents are there as of now? There are almost 100 million patent documents and it is growing rapidly. USPTO issues 5,000 patents per week. 70% of the knowledge of any technology, if you consider, it is published mostly in the patent and it is you will not find it anywhere else. Due to ICT, that is that availability, there is a free access to patent documents and you can access that anywhere in the world. Now, you can appreciate the importance of the patent. Do you know when we say patent is granted, what document you receive? To give you example, just check this certificate. Now, there are a few changes in this certificate. This is given by the Indian Patent Office. There are few changes in the certificate now, whatever the latest this is there. And you can browse through in the folder. In the folder, we have kept one certificate that is granted by a Indian Patent Office. Here is another example of a USPTO Patent Office. Just to give you idea about a patent publication, what exactly happens, that what is published. This is the example. What is a patent publication and other related information, that we will see in the upcoming module. With this, we come to the end of this session. In this session, we have understood the definition of the patent. It is an exclusive right granted by the sovereign of the state to the owner of the invention to make, sell, use and manufacture the invention upon complete disclosure of the invention, provided the invention satisfies certain criteria and it is for a limited period. Which are these criteria? That everything we will see in the next module. See you in the next session. Thank you.